Ashton Alas.
And I'm Abby Alas.
And today we're doing a sound story to Dr. Seuss ABC and Amazing Alphabet Book. Big A, little A. What begins with A? Aunt Annie's alligator.
A.
Big B. B. What begins with B? Barber, baby, bubbles, and a bumblebee. Big C. C. What begins with C? Camel on the ceiling.
C.
Big D.
D.
Little D. What begins with D? Donuts and a duck dog.
D.
Big E. Little E. What begins with E? Ear, egg, elephant.
E.
Big F.
F.
Little F. What begins with F? 4 fluffy feathers on a fiffer. Big G. Little G. What begins with G? Goat and goo goggles.
G.
Big H. Little H. What begins with H? Hungry horse, hen, and hat.
H.
Big I. Little I. What begins with I? Itchy, Ichabod.
I.
Big J. Little J. What begins with J? Jerry Jordan's jelly jar.
J.
Big K. Little K. What begins with K? Kangaroo and kite.
K.
Big L.
Little
L. What begins with L? Lion with a lollipop.
L.
Big M. Little M. What begins with M? Mice in the moonlight.
M.
Big N. Little N. What begins with those? 9 new neckties, nightshirt, nose. Big O. Little O. What begins with O? Ostrich, oil, orange, owl. Big P. Little P. What begins with P? Painting some pajamas pink. Big Q. Little Q. What begins with Q? The quick queen of Quincy and her quacking quackaroo. Big R. Little R. What begins with R? Rosie's red rhinoceros. Big S. Little S. What begins with top.
S.
Big
Big.
T.
Little.
T. What begins with T? 10 tired turtles on a tuttle tree. Big
Big.
U. Little U. What begins with U? Uncle Ub's umbrella and his underwear too. Big V. V. What begins with V? Bernavera and her violet violin. Big W.
Little
W. What begins with W? Willie's in the washtub washing balls do. Big X. Little X. What begins with X? X-ray and xylophone. Big Y. Little Y. What begins with Y? A yawning yellow yak with Yolanda on his back. Big Z. Little Z. What begins with Z? A ziz or zaz or zuzz, as you can plainly see. Thank you.